Alan Colmes is anymore. He had a show on Fox News with Sean Hannity. It was called Hannity and Colmes. Also has a radio show where I used to call in all the time and try to get him on record about the Bohemian Grove. And here's one of the first times I asked him about this elite Illuminati summer camp.
Let's go to John in Oceanside, California. Hello.
Hey, wondering if you checked out those photos or the video of the mock human sacrifice in the Bohemian Grove?
No, I have not.
Okay, so he says he hasn't seen it. I planted the seed into his mind. I decided to call back on the show again and, do a follow-up. And here's what happened that time.
John in San Marcos, California.
Hey, I was wondering, since you've heard a little bit about it and you've probably seen the photos and the video clips, I was thinking we could spend a few minutes talking about the Bohemian Grove and the mock human sacrifice that's done each year by the Republican elite.
About it.
What are your comments on that?
I don't know much about it.
You haven't checked it out after hearing about this bizarre activity that the Republicans engage in?
All right, thank you very much.
It always falls. I seen him come, I seen him go. He said, all things pass into the night.
Doesn't know much about it, and then when I asked him a follow-up question urging him to look into it, he just dropped the call and just pretended like nothing happened. All right, thank you very much. Click. Now this next call was on what he called his Friday night free-for-all when supposedly he was taking calls on any topic, and so of course I thought I would ask him about the Bohemian Grove.
The Friday night free-for-all is where you set the agenda, you run the show, you determine what we talk about. I do not. We take the calls in the order they arrive at 877-4-ALLEN or 877-367-2526. And we cannot, much as we would like to in some cases, we cannot keep you off the air. If you get through, you get on. John in San Diego, hello.
Alan, if you type in Bohemian Grove into any search engine, the entire page is full of wonderful links and photos, and I'm sure that you've
All right,
done
John, that's
this.
very nice. And someday you'll call me with actually a new topic, and rather than repeating yourself every single time you call me with the same
Perhaps we'll
thing.
talk.
That'll be nice. Terry in Greensboro, North Carolina, hello. Stop boring me. Don't bore me. Whatever you do, don't call and bore me. Sorry, I lost my head there.
I don't mean to bore you, but...
No, I wasn't talking to you. Go ahead.
Okay, great.
I just want to say, it's one call, and we put him on because we say on the free fall we'll put anybody on, and we do, but he calls with the same crap every single time he calls me. He's been calling me for years, trying to get on the show as a guest, and we're not putting him on as a guest, and, change your tune, because the tune ain't working.
No, it'd be nice if you were to actually address it and admit that the Bohemian Grove exists, that it's bizarre, educate your audience about it, but he's got to play that game. Being syndicated by a big radio syndicator, don't want to piss off those elite insiders.
Disagree, oh no, sir. I must say you're wrong. Won't you listen to me? Told me I've seen it all before.
More than just a few seconds talking about such an important issue like the Bohemian Grove.
Well, first of all, you are a problem. You have continued, since the show has been on the air, to try to get to me to put you on the show as a guest. You're a phony, and you're a fraud, and I'm not going to put you on the air as a guest. Okay? It's not going to happen. That's a guy, by the way, he has attempted to book himself as a guest on the show. He's left messages on my voicemail, has emailed me. We've talked to him off the air and tried to discern whether or not he was someone we wanted to put on as a guest. We decided not to. During the free-for-all, if he wants to call up and make his statements, he's welcome to do it. That's why we do the free-for-all. And if we decide that someone we're not going to put on the show as a guest, I trust the determination of our producers. That's why they're hired to make those decisions.
No, you're the phony, you're the fraud, and the producers are hired to make the decisions as to what you're going to gatekeep. Obviously, Alan Combs afraid to upset his corporate master.